One, two, three, four, five. I'm doing that. I'm counting to five because Dave McFall said, can you give us 5 seconds after going live so that we can all click through the YouTube ad at the start? So thank you for that tip, Dave. First things first, Merry Christmas. Merry, Merry Christmas. It only now occurred to me as I'm sitting here and going over my show notes and getting ready to deliver my second CNN program inside of 12 hours, that this is the final television program that I'm about to do for 2021, and consequently the final YouTube Live that I will do for 2021. I will be off next Saturday from television, and then the following Saturday from television because Christmas falls on Saturday. Consequently, so does New Year's Day. I'll be doing much more television in the next couple of days. And of course, I'll be on radio. I'll give you the schedule in a moment, but I really just wanted to say Merry Christmas and thank you. You know, we have a relatively small live group here on Saturdays, and then it kind of grows exponentially later in the day and in the week. But those of you who are joining me right now live, I really appreciate it. Thanks. This is, a nice informal opportunity to get together before I go on and do yet another program. So thank you for listening to the radio program on POTUS. Thank you for watching me on CNN. Thank you if you're wearing a purple T-shirt. If you're not wearing a purple T-shirt, I won't be talking about them beyond this week, I think, except they're so successful and so many people are wearing them. And I just truly get a kick out of it. I have no skin in the game. The Ron, who runs the merch, he's probably making a few bucks. I hope he is. He sent me a purple tie for Christmas, I think because he's so appreciative that we've depleted the purple tea reserves all across the country, which is just funny as all get out, right? Okay, so Joseph Abrams, I said I would respond to your questions today. I really don't feel like doing a monologue and talking too much about the news of the day, if that's all right with you. So Joseph Abrams, okay, Michael, serious question. What are the chances that you become the permanent anchor of the 9 slot? Fingers crossed. Well, that's awfully nice that your fingers would be crossed for me. And I shall give you the honest answer. The honest answer is, what are the odds? I think they're slim. I don't expect to be asked. And if I were asked, yes, TC, I did wait 5 seconds. I already did that, TC. Thank you very much. So I don't expect that I will be asked to permanently fill that position. I'm not angling for it. I'm not lobbying for it, for not the least of which reason is I don't know, and I have serious doubts as to whether I could do it. I enjoy my radio career. SiriusXM has been very, very good to me. I couldn't say no to CNN on short notice being offered this opportunity. I'm very loyal to Jeff Zucker, who, you all read about, but I work with. He's the one who brought me to the dance. He hired me at CNN 8 years ago. He allowed me to fulfill what really had become a professional dream of mine, which was to have a television program of my own. So because of all of the events that you're all very familiar with, when he called me and had a need, I immediately, without hesitation, said yes, notwithstanding that it's the busiest time of year at my house, like I'm sure it is for you. We have 4 children. Our daughter is not only, out of the house and married, but is now, as you know, a mom. And the fact that I'm a grandfather and have not been able to be at the house, she doesn't live with us, obviously, but not being able to participate in those family activities definitely comes with a strain. And then our 3 sons, who are all in some level of still being educated, college, grad school, they're home. So, the worst part of what I've been doing is that I haven't been around the house at a time when I love having everybody. COVID's been a bitch, but I love having everybody around the house. So that's been That's been really difficult. And if you've listened to me on radio, you know the insane schedule that I've been keeping. I mean, I just did um, 5 straight nights of television, 4 of them in New York, one of them last night here in Philadelphia. I did take off from radio yesterday, just so I could catch my breath and run errands. Thank God for Steve Scully, so ably covering. Obviously, TC is propping up the whole ship. I will be back on CNN Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, and then Monday, Tuesday after Christmas. Final live POTUS show of the year is this coming Thursday. I think I have all that right. The ratings of the 9 p.m. hour, they've been good. I mean, relative. Everything's relative. CNN's ratings are down. You know that. Post 2020 election, the cable world is down. Fox is the 800-pound gorilla. Joseph, you asked me for a straight answer. I'm kind of giving you more than a straight answer, right? So how have the ratings been? The ratings have been good. The ratings have been good. Some nights better than others. The last ratings that I saw were for Thursday night. And for CNN for the entire day, Anderson Cooper had the highest rated program, and my fill-in was second. Not every night has been like that. The first 3 nights were very strong. Obviously, I'm paying close attention to the numbers because it's hard for me in a fill-in role to move the needle much, but I obviously don't want to see a big decline, and that hasn't happened. So it's been a great experience, but an exhausting one. And I could never continue at this pace. We joke on radio about how I'm pulling it off. My combination of one Manhattan at the end of the night and one sleeping pill. TC acts like I'm gargling with them, like I've got the cherry in my glass, and I'm sipping my Manhattan, and then all of a sudden it's time for my sleeping pill, and I'm like, and then I go to bed. It's crazy. That's not what I'm as she puts it, I'm medicating. I'm not medicating. I am not medicating. But it's not a healthy lifestyle either because I really haven't exercised. Well, anyway, you don't want to hear all that. So yeah, that's the situation. I'm going to get through another week or 10 days of craziness, and then the dust will settle. And my expectation is that I will go back to my very normal existence of wondering whether lunch is going to be a stop at Primo's or a stop at Antonella's. And I'm looking forward to those days. The one downside, Joseph Abrams, the one downside is like 3 weeks from now or a month from now, all of those who extend, like Joe, who extend greetings and my fingers are crossed, even though I'm not looking for this. By the way, 10 years ago, I definitely was. But you'll then be in the position of saying, oh, the poor bastard, he didn't get that gig. Well, he wasn't looking for that gig. My boss called. He's also my friend. He needed me to fill a role. As my buddy Larry Seisler said to me, you are good and you're safe. So, you're perfect. I mean, don't forget, I played a fill-in role for Chris Matthews for 5 years on Hardball. Same 5 years that I filled in for Bill O'Reilly on his Radio Factor. Glenn Beck, when before he got dark, when he was at Headline News, I was his fill-in. So I've always been the sixth man on the court, which is kind of interesting. The final thing I'll say about this, because that I've got a significant ego, could I do it? And could I succeed at it? Abso-effing-lutely. Not a doubt in my mind that the cable world needs a centrist, an independent thinker. And if you've watched me closely on CNN every night at 9 o'clock, you know that I've gone out of my way to make sure that program reflects the radio show. insofar as I'm trying to present both sides. I mean, last night, last night, and I'll do this again on radio, on television today, but it's my own program, so you're kind of used to what I do on a Saturday morning. But I would have to think that in the cable world, it's a little jarring that last night in talking about the COVID developments, I brought on Dr. Jay Bhattacharya from Stanford, one of the originators, signatories of the Great Barrington Declaration, which was this, like academic essay that came out right when COVID broke. And he essentially said, we got to learn to live with it. Get on with your lives, take precautions, but we got to live with it. And like some people go bat blank about that. I want to hear that voice. I want to have that conversation. I don't want to be presenting doctrinaire left stuff or doctrinaire right stuff. Well, Joseph, you got quite an answer, didn't you? TC will tell me later whether I said too much. Perhaps I did. But look, I know that it's on many of your minds, and that the people who are joining me at this moment, a couple of you, but you really, this group, you've got my best interest at heart, and I'm really appreciative. I'm really, really appreciative. So thank you for that. I got to go get to work. I thought I would have the opportunity to do, but because I was in this studio last night delivering the program, I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball for my own program. And the worst thing that I could do would be to let down the people who work with me every Saturday, or the people who will view me on this day. So Merry Christmas. Wish you all good things. A very happy new year. And it's been quite a year, hasn't it? It's been quite a year. Man, I want to get beyond this. I so want to get beyond COVID. I so want to get beyond everything that's going on, mostly for the benefit of our kids, because I'm really worried about the impact that it's having on them. So, yeah. So thank you. I'll see you on radio this week for 4 more days. Television, as I said, this coming week at 9 p.m. Then some TV for 2 days thereafter, and then we can all decompress, I hope, over the course of the holidays. All right? Okay. Thank you. Merry Christmas. See you, everybody.